these aliens. Positively sure I'm absolutely mad about something. Oh, I'm positively sure I'm absolutely crazy too. Oh. Hi, my name's Mark Stowler. Welcome back to Little Green Man. Going to be talking about inflation and how it doesn't affect everybody the same at all. When prices go up, inflation raises, and then there's this consumer price index that determines what that was in the past. You can't tell what inflation is going to be. You can guess what it's going to be, but you can only tell in the past how much prices went up by, and over a general spectrum of things that you would buy. Now, the Winnipeg City Council just approved a budget. They approved a budget 11-5 in favour to raise the bus fare by 25 cents per trip. They also, in that same budget, they increased the parking at parking meters downtown by $1.50 an hour, for crying out loud. That's insane. At the same time, giving businesses a 1.1% tax cut. You know, I've ranted on this before, and I'll probably rant on this again. So all of this, businesses get a 1.1% tax cut. The people that have cars and that can work downtown, the people that have cars and will shop downtown, come down, are going to be now taxed an extra $1.50 an hour, effectively, to park at meters. And of course, the people that work downtown, that park in the parkades down there, are no doubt going to get, in the next year or two, their prices are going to go up to match the meters, because now the city has set the baseline. Everybody now has to meet that. It's going to go up. How much by is another issue. So inflation has gone up. It's set to be about 2% for the past year. It usually hovers around 1.5–2%, give or take. It might be a little higher. But whatever the inflation is for me and you, just regular Manitobans, regular people that drive to work, that can afford a car, that you've got a mortgage on a house. You're not the working poor. You're not making minimum wage, and only minimum wage. Now, for those people, the inflation may go up for 2% for us, but for those people on minimum wage that work downtown and that have to bus downtown, it actually goes up significantly for them. And I'm just going to demonstrate that very quickly. So with the 25 cents increase on a bus trip, I'm going to assume, we're going to make an assumption now, that the people who are making minimum wage in this example go to work and back downtown. They go one trip to work, one trip back every day for 5 days. One day they'll take a trip somewhere and back again. You know, go shopping, go see friends, whatever. That could be as much as 7 trips. But either way, let's say 6, it's a good round number, and we'll assume that they don't have the finances to pay the $100 or so a month for a bus pass. We'll talk about that, and I'll show the differences with the bus pass as well. But going forward, so that means $3 every week, which will then translate into about $13 per month. Actually, it's $156 a year divided by 12 is about 13. You can do the math there. If I've done something wrong, you can figure it out. So about $156 a month, a year. Doesn't sound like much. Okay, it doesn't sound like much, but that is effectively, it's gone up by the price of a full month's travel, if you want to think of it that way. So someone now has to pay an extra month's worth of traveling. Now, what that means by inflation rates to a person working 40 hours a week on minimum wage, $11.15. Okay, they will be making, making approximately, I think it was $23,000 or so, assuming an 18% income taxes and payroll taxes and whatever. They'll be taking home approximately $19,000 a year. Now, 156 actually means, $156 is actually 0.082% of their take-home pay. That's almost 1 full percent. So you and I and other people might be paying 2% more for inflation for them, but for the working poor, it's gone up for almost 3%. So that's almost an entire percentage point paying more than 50% more on inflation than we are likely to. So that's 3% over them, almost 3% for them, 2% for us. Is an incredible burden on them. Think about that, 0.82% on their take-home pay. This isn't, the taxes have already been taken. So this take-home pay includes money that they would spend on food, on housing, transport, obviously, and any of the other necessities that they need to live and survive has gone up by 1%. Now, if they are able to buy a bus pass, which is $100, be about $100 a month, $100.10, I believe it is, still comes down to 6.3% of their take-home pay. And I'll back up just a little bit, I think I jumped a little ahead there, but if we put the bus fare itself, $2.95 is what it will be, or is going to be, with a 25% increase. That actually works out to be 9.68% of their take-home pay, almost 10% of their take-home pay. So buying a bus pass only takes it down to 6.3%, but that's a massive amount of money that they have to spend on taking a bus. 1% inflation is too much for businesses, it's too much for the country, but apparently, according to the wondrous mayor, 1% increase in inflation over and above inflation as it already is good enough for the working poor. Little green man. This is the back door to the Manitoba legislature. Now, if you hit the subscribe button now, hit the notification bell, then you won't be surprised when they try to stick something up your back door. If things stay the same, what do we have to look forward to? Well, tax cuts for businesses, those are great. Tax cuts for corporations and the rich people that own them, that's fantastic too. Yet the only cuts we see, the real working people of Manitoba, I mean, it's not our taxes, is it? The provincial government is piling up cuts to our healthcare. We have that to look forward to, including paramedics, ambulance services, and so on. I mean, the progressive Conservatives are making loud noises about privatising our schools. Well, while in the city of Winnipeg we have bus fare hikes, parking fee hikes. Why? Well, because the neoliberals that are currently in charge, well, they have to find a way to pay for those tax cuts somehow, don't they? Still, this is just another leap towards the corporatisation of our province. Presumably, so we need to catch up with the United States and Europe. I mean, look at Churchill, Manitoba, cut off because of soulless corporations and apathetic provincial and federal leaders. So, what can we do? You can vote. Sorry, yeah, you can vote. Which really decides just who your dictator is for the next 4 years. And then once they're in, it's really hard. Well, actually, it's impossible to get them out, at least until the next election. Now, I don't have a replacement for the party political system in mind, although I am open to ideas. Reforming is the only real option we have. Now, we obviously need robust laws that a simple government majority cannot wipe out because of ideological whims, and damn the people that it hurts. So, how do we get lasting reform? Well, stand up. Say your piece. Say it loud, but don't leave it at that. Take action. And when there is change, don't stop. Never stop. Keep the people in charge in check. Hold them accountable. Activate. Get involved. There are many groups you can join. Many good causes to promote, protests you can attend, and action you can take. We still need to work within the party system. So why not get involved in your political party of choice? In this system, one voice can't really make a difference. But together, that's where those who are our dictators for the next 4 years start considering us. Well, they watch what we're doing because they know they won't be elected again if they don't. So together we can change our lives. We can change the province. And perhaps in some small way we can change the world. But let me leave you with one word. Goyagi! Get off your arse. Get involved. Little green man. Hey, before you leave, don't forget to click the subscribe button and click the little notification icon-y thing at the bottom, because you don't want to miss out on what these guys are going to do to you next week.